Hey everyone, so this is the third video of my series, and I've taken about a week off, had some things going on, but I wanted to get back into it. I had been asked, just a recap of, to talk about network marketing. How do you get involved? How do you pick the right company? Just the questions that people have. And so go back and watch the other two videos I have on that. But this one I'm going to kind of veer a little bit. I have pages of notes. Look at this. Oh my Lord. So bear with me. The whole video is not all these, I promise. This is like 3 videos. But I think what got me started is I'm in my network marketing company now, and we are doing a series, and we're doing Zoom meetings, and we're going over the book, The Success Principles. Now we do 2 chapters a week, and so that makes it easy for me to chip away at it because I'm not a reader. So it's kind of nice to be able to just do, then I know, okay, that's doable, right? 2 chapters a week, that's totally doable for me. So it's broken down into pieces. With that said, everyone that knows that I'm reading this book has been like, have you seen The Secret? Have you seen The Secret? And I'm like, I don't even know what The Secret is. So they said it's on Netflix. So I'm sitting here on Sunday, and that's the day I kind of like chill. Like I try to do some stuff around the house, but I try to chill a little bit. But I decided, you know what? I'm going to see if that movie's on Netflix. Well, sure enough, it was. So it starts. And, everybody that I've talked to, they know what I do. I mean, basically, I'm an entrepreneur, period. I'm a hairdresser of 25 years. I'm self-employed. And then I do this, a network marketing company, or I don't call it that. I call it sharing health and happiness, but, whatever people want to call it. So I have to see this. So it starts, and my husband's leaving the room, and he's like, what are you watching? I'm like, The Secret. He goes, what's that? I'm like, I have no idea. They just told me to watch it. He goes, well, it's weird. And it was. Like, it started out, and I'm like, this is really weird. Like, I don't know if I want to watch this or not. But I made it through the first 2 minutes of like, this is strange. So if you can make it through that, then I promise you it's worth every minute. If you're an entrepreneur or someone that's looking into being an entrepreneur, network marketer, yada, 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 even if you just, have a lot of things going on in your life and you feel like you can't get out of them, it's a great movie to watch because it's a bunch of entrepreneurs, it's doctors, authors, stuff like that, scientists. So I think it's got something for everybody, honestly. So I would definitely give it a try. So anyway, everyone says watch it. I watch it. I don't take any notes. That's why I'm telling you to do that. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh my goodness. I mean, and then of course some of it's in the book that I'm reading, but I'm like, this is really making sense to me. So the big thing is, this is the big part of The Secret for those of you that have not seen it yet. Basically what they say is that what you put out in the universe, you get back. So whether it's positive, negative, good, bad, whether you want it or don't want it, whatever your focus is what you're going to get back. So if you focus on, well, gosh, I don't want a disease, or not, I'm not saying that you're not going to get a disease. I'm just saying that you want to focus on the things that you really want. Like, you know what? I really want a new car, or I really know that eventually I only want to work 3 days a week. I mean, that's me. Like, I'm getting older and my body can't handle 5 days a week, 10 hours a day doing hair anymore, but I'm doing it. But I know that I have a goal, and so that's what I want to put out there. And even on my bad days, and I'm guilty of this, I put out bad, like, oh my gosh. Like the other day we had a meltdown with my daughter in the morning, and I'm like, this is going to be a horrible day. Guess what? I mean, that's what I said in the morning. I'm like, this is going to be a horrible day. Like, it started out so good, and now it really sucks. And I have to go to work and work all day. It sucked all day, let me tell you. I was behind. I was spilling things. I mean, it was like, I just could not catch up no matter what. So I didn't watch this movie until the day after. So it's actually really good that I saw it, because now I know that I can't let something that's negative that happens in the morning make my entire day that way. So, I have to either get past it, or I have to, I have to put a smile on my face and move on. So what they're saying basically about putting things in the universe as well, here's a good example. When I'm watching it, I'm like, that totally hits home. It totally makes sense now. Have you ever had an experience where, now in my business, because I do hair and I have clientele, that you kind of sit there and you're like, gosh, I haven't seen this person in a long time. Now, maybe it's just like a family friend. It could be another family member. It could be someone you went to high school with, and all of a sudden they pop in your head, right? Like you're going, gosh, I wonder what they're doing. And you think about it, like, and it's just literally like just pops in your head one day. Or maybe you see a picture and you see them and you just think about them. And then within a few days, or let's say even within a month, right? Mine's usually within a few days to a week at the most. All of a sudden you run into that person, you get a phone call from that person, you get a text message, you get a Facebook message, or they pop up on your Facebook and comment on something. Have you ever had that happen to you? Because that has happened to me so many times, especially in my business, my hair business. There'll be a client that I haven't seen in a super long time, right? And I'm like, gosh, I haven't seen them. I wonder if they're okay, or, what's going on. And then literally within a few days, I'm getting a message from them. Hey, I'm really sorry. We were out of town, or I've been sick, or I've just had so much going on. I didn't realize how much time had passed, and I need to make an appointment. And I'm like, whoa, that was weird. Like literally, and I will write them back. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so weird. I was just thinking about you. Have you had that happen? Or there's times when my husband and I will be having a conversation and we'll be talking about old times or something, and someone pops into our head and we're like, gosh, those were the good days and we haven't seen them in a while. I wonder what they're doing. And then all of a sudden my husband will go to the store and he'll go, you'll never believe who I ran into. And we're like, oh my gosh, that's so weird. We were just talking about them. So those are the kinds of things that I'm saying that, if you have those things happen and you wonder, you're like, that is really like super, super strange. It's what you're putting out. Like, that's why it's popping in your head. Now, I'm not saying that if you pop in your head, you're going to win the lottery, that you're going to win the lottery. I'm just saying that you put that positive vibe out there. Like, I need to be more self-sufficient. I want to have more money so that I can help other people. I know that I have more customers coming to me. Just put those positive vibes out there. And what you put out there is going to come back. But if you sit here and you focus on, oh my gosh, my car is a piece of crap, it's just falling apart. What's going to happen next? Literally, does something happen? Yep, something happens. Why? Because that's what you put out there. So really, really try to choose what you are throwing out in the universe. Now, I believe in a higher power. I believe in, God, and I'm a Christian and all that. And I believe that God stands behind almost everything that happens in our life. But in the same sense, I also believe that He doesn't put you here to think negative. You're a gift and things happen, and you move on and you try to make the best of everything. So, I don't know. That was one thing about the movie that stood out. Another thing that said, things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. Now, if you're someone that sits back and you think, well, I went to beauty school. I deserve a clientele. I worked really hard. I sacrificed. I deserve a clientele. And then you sit on your butt, right? And you sit there every day and like 2 hours goes by and you don't have a customer. Now, anybody that's in my industry will understand this. You sit there and you're like, well, I'm going home. I sat here for 2 hours and no one came in. I'm going to go home. You know what happens? I kid you not. Because I'm someone that works, I have a huge clientele now after 25 years, and I literally work very, very long hours. The person that's sitting there trying to build, will get up and go, you know what? I've waited for 2 hours. I don't feel like being here. I'm going to go home. Nothing's walked in. Nothing's going to come in. And they leave. And 8 times out of 10, I'm going to say, maybe even, okay, I'll give the benefit of the doubt. 7 times out of 10, literally after they walk out the door within a couple of hours range, someone will walk in. It could be a color. It could be a haircut. It could be an eyebrow wax. It could be any of that. And guess what? I can't do it. I mean, I'm completely booked. I have people in between people and I'm back. There's times I don't even get to eat lunch. I mean, so I have no time. And these people walk in because we have a walk-in welcome sign, right? And they walk in and we're like, oh, I'm sorry. The person that could do your hair today just left. Like literally just walked out the door. I'm so sorry. Would you like a card? You know what they usually say? No, I was just stopping by because you had a sign outside. So, but thanks. And then every now and then you'll get someone that goes, you know what? I just moved into the area. I don't mind making an appointment. So yeah, could you give me a card of someone that could possibly get me in? But a lot of times those people don't come back, right? So the person that's trying to build their business and all they do when they sit there and they try to build is complain about how much money they don't have. Well, you're busy. Okay, well, what you don't know is 25 years ago, I sat on my butt for 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, and made nothing if no one came in. But if someone came in, you bet your bottom that I made some money, right? But I sat here. I didn't go home. I didn't say, well, I'm not making anything. I'm going to leave. I sat there. And so today's society doesn't want to do that. And so we get all these new people out of beauty school, and those of us that have been in the industry, and in my salon, a lot of us have been in it a long time, we're looking and we're like, do they expect it to just come to them? I mean, I kid you not, I was putting out, and I didn't have Facebook and Instagram and all that when I was building. So, you know, I literally, it was word of mouth. Word of mouth was everything. So I had to carry business cards. I had to say, oh yeah, you know, I do hair, or like if I went into a grocery store or something like that, you know, I had to sell myself basically. And I had to do it without the, you know, all the social media that this generation gets. I mean, now with my other business, I'm very fortunate because I can use social media to my advantage. But there was no YouTube. There was none of that. So that's the thing, is people expect it to come to them. And that's the same in network marketing. You can sign up with a network marketing company, right? And nothing happens. Well, I posted on Facebook. I've been posting. I post once a week. Like I can't get anybody. I don't have any friends. You have more friends than I do. Okay, well, how do you think I got all those friends? It's not because I sat around and said, I can't, nothing's happening. And then I'll go, well, you need to friend request people. Well, I don't like to friend request people. I don't like to friend request people I don't know. Okay, well, your business is not going to be made up of the people you know primarily. I'm going to tell you that right now, because the first people you hit are your family, and then you hit your close friends. And I can tell you right now, in my business, my family and close friends are not my customers and are not on my team. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because they are the first ones to let you down. They are the first ones to go, oh, I don't really want this. I was just trying to support you. So they might come in for a minute and support you, but they are not your runners. And not unless you have someone like a child or someone in your family that wants to do exactly what you want to do. I know a lot of husband and wife teams, but I don't have a husband that wants to do it with me. So I'm alone when it comes to it. So you have to move past that. And if you're not out basically sharing, I don't want to say selling, if you're not out sharing with others, people you don't know, friend requesting on Facebook, following people on Instagram, connecting, constantly connecting. You have to connect. If you think that going into network marketing, you're just going to make money and it's just going to happen, you're wrong. Okay? It'll happen and it can be easy, but you have to take the steps. If you overanalyze everything, like let's say you go, well, I signed up, but I don't want to share because I don't know what to tell people. Or I signed up, sorry, I'm getting messages. I signed up, but I don't want to share because I just don't know anything about the products yet. Well, then you know what? You're losing people like from the get-go. And I learned this from the last company because At first I was like, I don't want to sell. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not doing this. So stop overanalyzing everything. If you find something you want to do, or you find something, you know what, I could be super, super passionate about this. Like, I love hair. I love makeup. I love shampoo. I love health products. I love anything that helps you lose weight. I love skincare. This goes in any business, any multi-market, anywhere. Let's just leave it at networking. Any networking business, okay? If you are passionate about it, you can do it. You always have third-party validation. You always have stories and testimonies that you can get from other people to share, and you can be honest. You don't have to lie. You don't have to pretend you know. I mean, you don't have to sit there and go, well, you know, it does this, and this, and then you're completely wrong, right? It's okay. When you start, that's how you learn. And so basically, when someone asks me a question, I'm still learning. And it took me a long time with the previous company to really learn. But when people ask me questions, I will look at them and I'll go, well, let me tell you what I do know. This is what it does for me. This is the main ingredient that I know that it has. And I honestly, if I can be honest with you, and which is what I want to be, I can't tell you exactly what that ingredient does, but I can tell you it's good for you. And I would Google it, or better yet, let me research and get you the information on it. And then I'll get you that answer. Is that okay? That's how you do it. So it's all about being honest, being duplicatable. That's a huge one. If you come off and you're like, oh my God, so the science behind this is this, and this, and you start spouting off all these big words. I want you to go back to when a doctor talks to you and you look and they start telling you a disease, or they tell you what's wrong with you, and they're using all these big words, and we kind of just sit there and go, could you tell me that in English? Like, could you, or whatever, you know, whatever language you speak, like, but could you break that down into terms that the average person understands? Because the people that are way up here, they talk in a way that the people down here don't talk, but the people that are up here are only 5% of the population, and the people that are down here with me, we're like 95% of the population. So you need to bring it down to my level so that I understand it, and then if we need to raise that level a little bit, we can, but right now I'm just trying to understand it. So that's what I mean about being duplicatable. So you don't need to go into heavy details. You don't need to like spout something, because you're going to lose them and they're going to stop listening and they're going to go, I don't even know what you just said, but yeah, let me look into it. That's what they're going to say. I'm telling you, I guarantee it. So you want to be able to talk to people. So you being the person going, well, you know what? I really don't know a lot about it. I mean, I know I love it. I know that it's pure. I know that it's natural. I know that it helps me balance my body. I know that it can decrease my appetite. It can give me energy. It helps me. They have this immune builder. Sorry. I mean, you talk about what you know, because when that person looks at you, they know that you're not saying something that you don't know. If you know those big terms, that's great, but still, you can know those big terms, but remember, your person down here does not. Now, you might get 1% of people that want to get involved and go, okay, I want to know everything. Like, I want to know all the details, which I don't ever understand for the life of me why someone waits for all those details to make a decision, and then 90% of the time, they don't even come. So don't overanalyze is basically what I'm saying. Don't get bogged down by analyzing. And that's what I put in my notes. I see so much of this. People think too much into it instead of jumping in and trusting the journey and their capability. Those are my words. They do. They think way too much. They don't trust themselves. They don't trust you. They trust you to a certain extent, but they don't trust that they can do this, because they look and they go, I'm not a salesperson. I don't talk to people. You talk to people. You're a hairdresser. Well, that's great. I don't like to do public speaking. Maybe you're better at public speaking than I am. You're a teacher. What do you mean you don't talk to people? You talk to parents every single day. I mean, really, if you want to put fact to fact, those are excuses. And so I kind of get a little tired of the excuses, but I was one of them. You want to be serious in your intention. When you show consistency and passion, people notice, which is what I was just talking about. You know, when you talk about something, you don't need to use the big words. You just show passion. You show consistency on your postings. Your postings can't be once a week or once a month and you expect to have this huge audience drive to you, or you're not you're not friend requesting people, or you're not accepting friend requests. You can have borders of, who you want to friend request. You have that opportunity to go, okay, that person I only have 5 mutual friends with, or that person I only have 1. I don't want to friend request those people, or that person looks questionable, or you go on their page and you're like, we have nothing in common. That's not a bad thing to go on their profile and see if you have anything in common. Those are the things you control, but it literally takes me maybe 3 minutes a day to friend request 5 people. And I probably get 3 out of those 5 every single day. So, you're stopping yourself if you say, I can't. You show happiness and freedom, and they are attracted to all of it. So when you are showing your passion, you are showing that happiness and the freedom of what you can do. So like, for example, in December, I got a Christmas bonus because I worked super hard to earn it. And then plus my commission, right? I was able to pay for Christmas with my 1 check that I worked really hard for. And then I kind of went downhill a little bit. And so my checks haven't been so great, but that's my own fault. It's not anybody's fault but me. I can't blame anyone because I haven't put the work into it that I need to. But you want to be attractive to people as far as that goes. Keep everything consistent, keep it passionate, and sooner or later, the right people will be joining you to your success. Basically, to be successful, you need 2 or 3 runners. Right now, in my new company, I have 1 runner, 1. And she's even like, she's just tiptoeing into it. But she's the only one I see making any strive or even trying to get things going. Now, if there's some doing it outside of network market or social media that I have on my team, I don't know. I do try to check in with everybody to see if I can help them. But if it's outside of social media, then I usually don't know because that's where I do most of my networking at. So you just want to make sure that you stay very consistent in your journey. And I'm telling you, you're planting seeds, and if you think people aren't looking and you said, well, no one's liking my post, trust me, I get people all the time that will watch me for 3, 4, or 5 months that come down to me and say, oh my gosh, I've been watching you and I think I'm finally ready. And I'm like, really? Literally, and I'm not kidding you. I had no idea you were even watching what I was doing. So just know that whether you think they're watching or not, they are. Be serious in your intention. Is that what I just read? I think that's what I just read. Things that seem confusing. When I started in network marketing, it was strictly to get my products at a discounted rate. I told you that story. And that's exactly why I joined my last one, is because I was doing it with my daughter and we were doing it together and I couldn't afford the product. So I had to join just to get the cheapest rate. So I had no intention of selling anything. I had no desire to share because I said I wasn't a salesperson. That's exactly what I said to her, even though I was already involved in another network marketing company that I was trying to build a team with, but I still wasn't a salesperson. Go figure. It was an excuse, right? I wasn't a salesperson and I was right. I didn't sell anything. My passion overflowed and pretty soon people noticed and they're saying, what are you doing? You're different. You're happy. Tell me, I want to do that too. And that is what happened in my last company. I can be completely honest about that. That's exactly what happened. Before I know it, I had ranked and I had no idea what I even did to do that. It all seemed confusing. Over time, it started to make complete sense. Everything, the compensation plan, this is my last company because I'm still learning with this company. So the compensation plan, the products, how to do the business, because I had no one ever teach me how to do the business ever. And I mean in any network marketing business. So it was all confusing. I had to just keep going. And it wasn't until I went to my first convention that I was actually, come on. And then I was like, I don't know. I don't want to spend the money. I don't want to leave my family. And I did. I ended up going because I basically had earned my convention ticket for free. There was 11,000 people there, and it was probably the most amazing experience I'd ever experienced, and it changed my life. I do thank that company, even though I'm not with them anymore. I do thank them very much for bringing me into something that I never knew existed. So I'm going to end it here. I'm going to do this last little spiel here. It took time watching videos, reading books, and learning from others, learning from social media, from other people that are that are network marketers, people that were in my company, outside of my company. I learned from them all. And although sometimes it is still very confusing, it is much clearer than it used to be. And I want more. I want to learn more, do more, and help more, which is true. That's why I'm doing this book. And so I want you, I'm going to leave it there, but I want to tell you one thing, because I only got through a page and a half. I'm going to leave it there because what I want to say is you look at the big picture, right? And you're like, I can never do that. I can't do it. I can't have a team. You can do it better than me. You have more experience than me. I was once where a lot of you are, and I had zero experience, and I was scared, and I had excuses, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then it found me. Why? I think because I put it out there that I was looking for something, and it came back to me, and it was placed in my life. And I will tell you one thing right now, I will never, ever change that. Whether I stay with the company I'm with or I end up moving on, I will never, everything I've done is an experience. And so, I'm not sorry for any of it. But don't look at this big picture and go, okay, well, I need to do something I'm passionate about. That's the truth. Well, I need to wait because I need to research. That's an excuse. I can't do what you do. That's an excuse. Everybody can do what I do. Everybody has the ability. You just have to apply it. I can't make you apply it. You have to do it yourself. But I want to show you this. So you look at the big picture, right? So here's the big picture. Here's the book, right? If I looked at this book and my upline or even the owner of the company or the vice president of sales that I talked to, if they said, okay, Michelle, you need to read this book and you have a week. Well, let's not say a week. Let's say you have a month, okay? You got a month to read this book. Read the book and tell me what you think. Do you think I would read the book? No, I'm not a reader, right? I'd go, I can't read that whole book. I don't have time to read that book. Don't you know how busy I am? I don't have time to do this. Like, my time is very valuable and I don't have time to read a book. And if you say that, then that's it. You don't have the time. You're not making the time. You don't have the time. But if you look and you go, okay, I have 30 days to read this entire book. This book has, I don't even know how many chapters. I'm going to try and find it really quick. Let's say it has 15 chapters, right? Well, I know it has more than that. This book actually has, oh my good heavens. See, I would be completely overwhelmed. 67 chapters, okay? 67. There's 571 pages in this book. I would go, I can't do it. I don't have the time. I'm a mom. I'm a grandma. I've got a full-time job. I've got things that I do outside of this. I'm a soccer mom. I'm busy. I don't have time for this. Then I wouldn't do it. But if you think about it and go, okay, I have a timeline. They gave me a timeline, okay? I've got 30 days to read this book. And then they gave me a goal. All we're asking you to do is read 2 chapters a day. Now, I don't know if I could read all of them in, let's say, 3 chapters a day, right? So that we can make sure we get them all read, or 2.5 chapters a day. Read 2.5 chapters a day and just tell us what you think. Can you do that? Do you have time to do that? Like 2.5 chapters a day? And then you open the book and you're like, well, yeah, I can do that. I mean, that's easy. I sit and watch TV for 2.5 chapters. I can totally do that. When they break it down that way and you're taking little pieces at a time, right? Little tiny pieces of your book at a time, over 30 days, you won't even realize that you did it, right? But if you wait and you go, I'll wait a couple more days. I'll wait a couple more days. But you only have 30 days, right? I'll wait a couple more days. Then what happens? At the end, you're shoving it in, right? And you wished that you would have done the 2.5 chapters a day when they told you to, because it's only benefiting you. This only helps you. This is about success. And the first part of success is taking the leap. So take the leap, get the book, do whatever. You can do it. I've got 30 seconds because I'm going to go off of here. But anyway, I just want to leave you with one little quote here. And I don't know. I think I already gave you that quote. So let me give you another one out of my chapter that we did last night. Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. So that goes pretty much with what we're saying. Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. That was by Abraham Lincoln. So you can soak that in. I don't even need to explain it to you, okay? You can keep waiting. Your opportunity keeps going without you, whether you do it or not. You don't have to do it. You're only fooling yourself if you make excuses. So the opportunity is going to fly by. But you need to make that choice. So I hope that was informative of someone. I know I ramble, but I like to have fun. I'm a hairdresser, chat with people. So anyway, I hope everyone has a great day. And I hope to be back on here tomorrow. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.